Hello, and welcome to another emotional rescue story. One of the most beautiful parts of sharing these moments is realizing how connected people are, no matter where they live. Today, we witness a story of loyalty that survives pain, and a bond so strong that even fear and injury could not break it. The powerful connection between a mother and her puppy. This story begins quietly, near an abandoned roadside structure. A mother dog lay there, weak and injured, struggling just to stay awake. Life had not been kind to her. But she wasn't alone. Her tiny puppy refused to leave her side, nudging her gently and licking her face, as if encouraging her to keep fighting. As the day grew colder, their situation became urgent. Fragile but united, they waited for someone who would finally stop, notice, and change everything. Stay tuned as we witness the moment hope arrived. Don't forget to subscribe for more meaningful rescue stories. They remained there for hours, almost invisible to the busy world around them. Cars passed, footsteps echoed nearby, and life continued as usual. Yet the small family stayed trapped in a moment that felt frozen in time. The mother dog's strength was fading, and every movement seemed to cost her more energy than she could afford to lose. Still, whenever the puppy shifted or whimpered softly, her ears twitched, showing that even through pain, her instincts as a mother had not disappeared. As evening approached, the temperature began to drop. The ground beneath them grew colder, making survival even harder for an already injured animal. The puppy pressed closer, seeking warmth and reassurance. It didn't understand injury or exhaustion, it only understood presence. To the puppy, staying beside its mother was the safest place in the world. That quiet loyalty became the only comfort either of them had. Not far away, a local resident named Amir was finishing his daily walk home. He had taken the same route countless times before, rarely expecting anything unusual. But that evening, something caught his attention, a faint sound, almost lost beneath the noise of traffic. It was a soft cry, weak but persistent. At first, he hesitated, unsure of where it was coming from. Then he followed the sound toward the abandoned structure. What he saw made him stop instantly. The mother dog lay motionless except for shallow breathing, her body marked with signs of injury and neglect. Beside her, the tiny puppy looked up cautiously. Amir could immediately sense the seriousness of the situation. He knew this was a fight for survival. He moved slowly, careful not to frighten them. The puppy gave a small, protective bark, more brave than threatening, positioning itself between Amir and its mother. Despite its size, it was trying to defend her. That moment revealed just how strong their bond was. The puppy was acting purely out of devotion. Amir crouched down at a distance, speaking softly to calm them. The mother dog attempted to lift her head but quickly fell back, too weak to maintain the effort. Seeing this confirmed what he already suspected. Without immediate help, she would not survive the night. Walking away was no longer an option. He quickly called a local animal rescue group, explaining the situation with urgency. While waiting for a response, he stayed nearby. He kept his movements gentle and his voice calm so the animals would not panic. The puppy watched him closely, sensing no harm. The puppy watched him closely, uncertain, but slowly, less defensive, as if sensing that this stranger meant no harm. Rescuers were on their way. As night fell, a mother dog and her puppy were alone and in danger on the quiet streets. The mother was weakening and time was running short. Amir knew help had to arrive quickly. He stayed close, offering quiet comfort to the frightened pair, making sure they weren't alone anymore. The loyal puppy never left her side, torn between fear and the hope that someone would save them. Amir offered water, giving the puppy a small boost while they waited for the professional rescue team. Finally, the rescuers arrived. Their expert hands worked quickly and gently to stabilize the mother dog. In the end, their bond was a reminder that love and instinct persist, even in the darkest hours. Safe at last, a new chapter begins for this brave family. Help had arrived just in time. With slow, coordinated movements, they wrapped the mother dog securely and lifted her onto a stretcher. She barely reacted, too weak to resist. The puppy followed closely, refusing to be left behind, its tiny paws moving quickly, despite clear fatigue. One of the volunteers softly reassured it, guiding it toward a small crate lined with blankets placed right beside the mother inside the van. As the doors closed and the engine started, Amir watched quietly, feeling a mixture of relief and concern. The rescue was only the beginning. Survival was still uncertain, and the real challenge was about to begin at the clinic. Inside the moving van, the puppy pressed itself against the edge of the crate, eyes fixed on its mother as if silently promising not to leave her, no matter what happened next. The rescue van moved steadily through the quiet streets, its interior filled with a tense silence broken only by the soft hum of the engine. Inside, one of the volunteers kept a careful eye on the mother dog's breathing, while the other monitored the puppy, who refused to settle down. The small animal shifted constantly, trying to stay as close as possible to its mother, whining softly whenever the vehicle slowed or turned. It was clear that separation, even by a few inches, caused visible distress. The rescuers worked calmly but quickly. A blanket was adjusted beneath the mother to keep her warm, and a small oxygen mask was prepared in case her condition worsened during the drive. Her injuries appeared serious, signs of prolonged weakness mixed with possible trauma, and every minute mattered. The volunteer gently stroked her head, speaking in a soothing tone, hoping to reduce stress while they rushed toward the veterinary clinic. The puppy watched everything with wide, alert eyes. Though exhausted, it refused to sleep. Each time the mother's body shifted slightly with the movement of the van, the puppy reacted immediately, pressing forward as if checking that she was still there. That quiet vigilance spoke volumes. Even without understanding the situation, the puppy seemed determined to remain her protector. When the van finally arrived at the clinic, the doors opened quickly and a team of veterinary staff was already waiting. The rescuers had called ahead, allowing the clinic to prepare emergency equipment. Bright lights filled the entrance as the mother dog was carefully carried inside on the stretcher. The sudden change of environment, unfamiliar smells, sounds, and movement caused the puppy to panic briefly, letting out sharp cries as strangers surrounded them. One of the staff members gently picked up the puppy, holding it securely while speaking softly to calm it. Though nervous, the puppy did not struggle for long, its attention fixed entirely on the mother being rushed toward the treatment area. The bond between them remained unmistakable. Even surrounded by humans trying to help, the puppy's focus never shifted away from her. Inside the examination room, veterinarians began their assessment immediately. They checked her pulse and examined her injuries. Early signs suggested infection and severe exhaustion, conditions that had likely developed over several difficult days outdoors. Outside, the puppy waited in a small, blanket-lined space. Though safe and warm for the first time in days, it paced restlessly, occasionally letting out soft cries. One of the volunteers sat nearby, offering gentle reassurance. As the clinic settled into a focused rhythm, the puppy finally lay down, exhaustion overcoming worry. The veterinary team continued working, monitoring vital signs as her body slowly responded. Fluids restored some strength and warmth replaced the cold. Though she remained unconscious, small signs gave the team cautious optimism. The veterinarians understood that survival depends on these critical hours, and she had begun to pass that difficult threshold. Later that night, the staff decided it was safe to allow a brief reunion between the mother dog and her puppy. The puppy moved closer, sniffing her face before letting out a soft whine, its tail wagging slowly. The response was subtle but powerful. The mother dog's ears twitched slightly, followed by a faint movement of her head. The team recognized how emotional connection can encourage recovery in ways medicine alone cannot. This time, the environment was different. Warm lights and soft bedding replaced the cold, hard ground. Throughout the night, the puppy refused to leave her side, as if understanding its mother was finally safe. By morning, her breathing was steady, and her condition showed the first real signs of improvement. When the puppy nudged her, the mother dog's eyes opened, resting on the small figure pressed against her. Recognition passed between them, not dramatic, but unmistakably real. A future together was now possible, one shaped not by struggle, but by care and the power of second chances. The staff allowed them a few peaceful minutes together. Recovery would require patience, but the most critical danger had passed. What began as a desperate roadside discovery had transformed into a genuine chance at survival for both mother and pup. The puppy stayed by her side through every step of healing. Their bond, forged in hardship, now became their greatest source of comfort. As the days passed, the transformation was undeniable. The mother's coat grew healthy, and her eyes sparkled with newfound trust. When Amir returned to visit, the recognition was quiet but clear. A simple decision of compassion had created a lasting change. It reminded everyone how small actions, guided by empathy, can save lives and reshape futures. Soon, they found their forever home together, a place filled with the patience and care they deserved for their continued recovery. From near tragedy to a beautiful beginning, a story of resilience and the power of choosing to help those in need. The puppy entered the transport carrier confidently this time, no longer frightened, while the mother followed calmly, trusting the hands guiding her. Their new home welcomed them with warmth, soft bedding, and a secure yard where they could finally rest without fear. The adjustment period was gentle. At first, the mother remained cautious, but as days passed, she relaxed, learning that safety was no longer temporary. The puppy thrived quickly, playful energy replacing earlier anxiety. Yet even during moments of excitement, it often returned to check on its mother, lying beside her as if remembering everything they had endured together. Watching them now, it was hard to imagine the fragile pair once struggling beside a roadside, unseen and vulnerable. Their story spread through the rescue community, reminding people why compassion matters. Not every rescue ends this way, but each act of kindness creates possibility. The mother dog eventually regained full strength, able to run again, while the puppy grew into a confident young dog shaped by early loyalty and resilience. In the end, what stayed with everyone involved was not only the successful rescue, but the lesson behind it. Survival was not achieved by strength alone, it came from connection. A puppy refusing to leave its injured mother, a stranger choosing to stop and care, and a group of people working together to protect two lives that might otherwise have been lost. Stories like this do not rely on grand gestures. They begin with noticing, with choosing empathy over indifference. Somewhere, every day, similar moments unfold quietly, waiting for someone willing to act, and sometimes all it takes to change a life is the decision to pause, look closer, and help when help is needed most. For this mother and her puppy, that single decision turned fear into safety, pain into healing, and uncertainty into a future filled with warmth. Their journey became a reminder that compassion is not just an emotion, it is an action, one capable of rewriting endings and creating new beginnings where hope once seemed impossible.